Men opened fire while trying to carjack a Ferrari and a Rolls Royce outside an upscale Orange County mall. Police
Not
say
surprised at that.
One of three masked men fired shots during that altercation.
KTLA5's Lauren Lister is live in Newport Beach with those details. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Glenn. Hi, Lou. I was just messaging with one of the victims who doesn't want to be identified and doesn't want to go on camera, but he did tell me that he and his friend had just eaten. They were back at their cars in the parking lot here at Fashion Island, just hanging out a little bit when they were robbed at gunpoint. Take a look. Here is the aftermath. What you're going to see in this video is the parking lot when it was a police scene after authorities have responded, and you're going to see a white Rolls Royce SUV in this video. Newport Beach police say
the guy didn't want to be identified, right? He said he did not want to be identified. But the first thing you do is put his license plate and his entire vehicle on display right afterwards. I mean, you could have blurred out his plates. You might as well just identify the guy. If you want to find somebody based off their license plates, it's not that difficult to do. It's very cheap to do and sometimes free. But if you want to pay for it, you can absolutely find anybody's information based off their license plates. It's not difficult. So, like, come on, news. Like, y'all be way too thirsty for content to the point where, you know, this person gives you a statement and then you fry him for it. It's crazy.
one man was in that car when just before 11:30 last night, three guys wearing ski masks, one with a handgun, robbed him of his wallet and his watch. His friend was in a yellow Ferrari. The thieves tried to carjack him, but he got away. Next, this to a nearby gas station. Surveillance video capturing the moments when the Ferrari driver...
These people, man. Does anybody have any situational awareness at this point? There's two things that are going to happen in this situation. Okay, one, the criminals are going to follow you to a desolate gas station, not well lit, where there's really no protection. Gas station workers are used to seeing crime. You can go out there and get carjacked, pistol whipped, beat up, and they're not doing nothing to help you. So that's one. But the second thing is this. A gas station like that, you're liable to be jacked by a whole new set of criminals that are just out there hanging out, getting high, selling fentanyl, you know what I mean? Like playing dice right around the other side of the gas station. This looks like the type of gas station where you have to go to the restroom outside of the gas station. Like they give you a key and say, yeah, walk outside around the alley by the trash can and this will get you in. And you go in there, and I'm not going to describe the conditions of the bathroom. But listen, this guy has no situational awareness, and I guess he has a lot of money, but money does not create competence. And you would think it does, because for you to make a lot of money, you would have to be competent, right? Well, maybe in certain areas, but not in all. Now, I'll say this. This is a foolish mistake by him. If you were going to take all that time to go somewhere, you probably should have Googled your nearest police station. Now, it is at night, and he's panicking, and he's not prepared for these situations. But when you put yourself in a place where you want to go out and flex a Lamborghini at night at the mall, understanding that people are going to they're going to look at you different. I don't care who you are, but so listen, whenever you see a supercar, I don't care who you are, even if you own one, a person that has a Bugatti, if they see somebody in a Bugatti, they're going to be like, what the hell wow, who's got that? Whose car is that? They're going to look at you a whole different way. When you see a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce Cullinan or a Bentley Mulsanne or something, like when you see those vehicles, they turn heads, they catch your attention always, even if you are rich enough to own one. Anytime I see one of those type of supercars, I'm like, wow. It's just a natural thing. It's odd. It's not something that you see very often, right? So, look, this is crazy, but let's see what else happens with this guy.
Fled to the Chevron at PCH in MacArthur, just a few minutes down the road from Fashion Island. This is the security video that captured him as he pulls up and goes into tell workers that he was, to sort of figure out what's going on. They say he was a little frantic.
Hold on, I want to look at the time.
That captured him as he pulls up. It's down the Ferrari driver fled to.
Okay, hold on. So this is when he pulled up. So it says 23:26. Okay, so that's 11:26. All right, let's see when the cops got there.
To the Chevron at PCH and MacArthur, just a few minutes down the road from Fashion Island. This is the security video that captured him as he pulls up
right?
and goes into the tell workers that he was, to sort of figure out what's going.
Okay, so it looks like the cops got there within 5 minutes. It looks like the cops got there within 5 minutes. 11:20. Okay. That's 5 minutes too long though. If the criminals were following him there, he'd have been carjacked, deleted, and they would have been about 4 minutes and 15 seconds too late.
Going on, they say he was a little frantic, realized his arm was injured from the shattered glass after being shot at. Police say an armed suspect opened fire at least once, striking and shattering his car's window.
Damn,
when he was
they tried to kill him too?
He then called police. As you see, they showed up taping off the scene for a time. We can go to that video. It was a little later. They interviewed him.
Well, here you go. His plates are right there, so we can figure out who he is. But also, he has it looks like some type of handle for his social media, probably like IG. So, Cash Flow Project. You want to look him up, you can find him. You think this is a publicity stunt by Cash Flow Project? Y'all want to look him up real quick? We got time. We got time, team. We're about to look him up. We are going to look him up. I'm going to put it in. Cash Flow Project. You know we do this live, so it just is what it is. Let's see what we got. Is this? Okay, hold on. I'm going to show y'all what I got real quick. Hold on real quick. I got you. Let me go back to the screen. This is what I pulled up. Is this? What is this? Why choose Cash Flow Project? Why choose it? This is IG. Let's go to his IG. Cash Flow Project. I don't know what this is. Real estate. Okay, he's in real estate. All right, well, let's go back real quick and see if there's anything else. Well, I don't really know what's going on. Well, I guess we'll just leave that to where it's at. All right, so let's finish up.
Now, today we have been speaking to some Newport Beach residents who are shaken
he's
up
in
by
real
the
estate.
crime happening at their go-to mall.
I wish people would just do something else to get money.
The fact that it's so close to home and it's been so often is frightening.
So some people just saying it's so close to home. Now, last night's robbery comes just 2 months after a 69-year-old woman from New Zealand was run over and killed by 3 suspects who fled the scene after a botched robbery at the mall. Shots were fired then. It sent shoppers
At the same
running for
mall?
their lives because it was during mall hours in that one. The 3 suspects in that case were arrested after leading police on a high-speed chase into Los Angeles County. They now face murder and robbery charges, and the DA's office says they could face the death penalty. Back out here live, we have reached out to the DA today. He's not commenting. We also penalty. Los County, they now face.
Why do you need to commit crimes, bro? I'm trying to figure it out. There's nothing wrong with you to the point where you need to commit crimes. You can easily go get a job. You're perfectly healthy. You got all your hair, got earrings in your ear. You're in relatively good shape. Got a little gut, little gut. There's nothing stopping you from being a productive citizen in the world. But you choose to run over old ladies and listen. We got another one right here. This guy here.
The DA's office says they could face the death.
Now him, a little bit worse, but definitely well capable of being a productive citizen if he so choose. Listen, man, the reason that these guys should never get out of prison is not just because they're thieves, but they are murderous thieves. If you're going to rob somebody, you're going to add insult to injury and take their lives as well as their possessions. I mean, that's just the worst thing you can do. It's like living hell. Like, you shouldn't be robbing people anyways. That's just as bad. But to rob somebody and then subsequently kill them at the same time, is one of the most awful things you can do as a human being. And then these people, they go into court and they cry and they tell you how much that they're sorry and they don't care. It's a damn lie. They usually get out and do the exact same thing or a variation of it.
Penalty. Back out here live, we have reached out to the DA today. He's not commenting. We also reached out to the Newport Beach mayor. He's not doing interviews either at this time. As far as the suspects, police say they are looking for
the
these
mayor ain't
three
got nothing to
guys
say.
who fled, they believe, in a blue Kia sedan. That's the latest live here.
And of course, they're in a Kia. So shout out to Kia and Hyundai for allowing criminals to easily steal their vehicles so they can basically leave no type of trail as to who they are after they commit these crimes, because they take them from citizens that are law-abiding, that bought your vehicles legally, but they can't even park them outside because you can take them within under... You ever seen a movie Gone in 60 Seconds? They can take... I actually want to watch that movie. I'm glad I just thought about it. I'm watching Gone in 60 Seconds tonight. By the way, they're able to take Kias and Hondas by breaking out the back window, going through the vehicle, ripping off the steering column, and turning the ignition with something as simple as a USB. Something as simple as a USB. Matter of fact, I got one right here. Well, I can't take it out because it's plugged into something, and it'll shut my whole stream off. But you know what I'm saying, the end of a USB 2.0, and that turns it. Or you can just use pliers or whatever, and that's it. Now you have a clean, stolen vehicle that you can go and commit crimes with and drop it off, and nobody knows your identity. So there's more than just the criminals implicit in these things. Now, we're going to check out this other video and see if there's anything new.
Fired and luxury vehicles targeted by masked thieves in one of Southern California's most exclusive shopping malls. One of the victims was in a yellow Ferrari, the other in a white Rolls-Royce.
This kind of the same video, but I don't know if there's anything added to it.
Loose. Shoppers are on edge. Mary Beth McDade live in Newport Beach with the
So they're still on the loose. They haven't been caught.
Yes, and Mike and Cher, as police continue to search for these armed and dangerous suspects, patrons here at the mall that we spoke to say they're starting to second guess just how safe they are here at Fashion Island.
You're not safe.
2 incidents in 2 months involving armed suspects preying on people visiting Fashion Island in Newport Beach. This time a man's Ferrari was shot at and he was cut by broken glass. Last time a woman was killed.
I think it's awful. This is like 2 back-to-back issues.
Police tell us on Monday night around 11:30, 3 men in ski masks approached 2 friends who were chatting near their luxury cars in the parking lot, a Rolls-Royce SUV and a Ferrari. The suspects allegedly robbed the Rolls-Royce driver of his SUV and a Ferrari. Chatting near their luxury, 3 men in ski masks approached 2 friends who were chatting near their luxury cars in the parking lot.
Chatting near their luxury cars.
SUV and a Ferrari. The suspects allegedly robbed the Rolls-Royce driver of his watch and wallet. And then when they attempted to carjack the Ferrari, the driver sped off. Police say as the Ferrari drove away,
left your mans there,
fired off shots, hitting the car and injuring the driver with broken glass. The driver then pulled over at a nearby gas station seeking help. Several shoppers say they used to feel safe at this upscale mall, but are now not so sure.
There's been a couple of incidents recently that makes you second guess all that, I guess.
Monday's attack comes nearly 2 months after a 69-year-old tourist from New Zealand was allegedly run over and killed by 3 suspects who were fleeing after apparently trying to steal her husband's Rolex at gunpoint. The 3 suspects were later arrested and are facing murder charges.
I think there's been an uptick in some of the crimes here at Fashion Island. I literally grew up across the street, and I've seen things change. It's safe, compared to a lot of areas, but you certainly have to be vigilant.
And police say that the suspects fled in a medium sedan. Of course, if you know anything about this incident, you are urged to contact police. For now, reporting here in Newport.
All right, so we've talked about the criminals, but I gotta honestly, I gotta get the people that are the victims, because y'all are implicit in this too. And you ask why? Because you know what it is in the United States of America. Crime is rampant and the criminals are lawless and there's no consequences for them that are significant most of the time. All right. They oftentimes don't really get a lot of time until they've done it like 20 times. They get caught, get out, get caught, get out, continue to do it. And then finally they do something where it's like they kill somebody and then, they'll get a long sentence. That won't even be the rest of their lives. It'll be like 10 to 15 years or something with time served after 7. And then they're on probation for like 50 years. But that's it. Now, my thing is this for the victims. So, old man, you're out there with your wife, right? You're out there with your wife. And where's he at? I'm going to pull him up. I got him right here. And we're going to go back real quick. This guy right here, he's got to be north of 70 years old. And I'm probably being modest. And shout to him being able to still walk around the mall with his wife and have good enough health to be able to do that. Because there's a lot of people that are 70 years old that diabetes, and, we'll get into that later. Well, not at all, because I'm just saying he's in good health. Now, my thing is this. You're from out of the country. You're coming into America. So that's the same as me going into another country and trying to be out there flexing instead of having my watch that costs $200-300, right? I'm out there in a Rolls and I'm out there in a Rolex. His probably wasn't flooded. It's probably a plain Jane. But it's still a Rolex. They average a really high price and they hold their value really well. So you're out there and you're in another country. That means you have no type of protection on you. You can't come from another country and be able to carry a firearm here. They don't just rent firearms out when you get to the airport. Like, you gonna be here for how long? Oh yeah, we'll rent you a firearm. So you're out here naked. You got your elderly wife. I don't know how she got ran over. That's a whole nother story. But most of the time, this would say that you two were fighting with the criminals that had you outgunned, outmatched. They're probably 50 years your junior. You're just not in a position. Give the Rolex up, take the loss, understand that you made a mistake, going out of town, trying to flex your Rolex. Should have left it at home in Sweden. And you're saying, like, that's not how it should be. I should be able to walk around with whatever I want. You can't. Now your wife's gone. And I'm not taking shots at him in that way. And I'm pretty sure if he could do it over, he would do it differently. But now there are other people that are going to see this video or are going to hear this story and maybe not see my perspective because they won't get an opportunity to watch me, which I wish they would. But you are having an opportunity and you're here for a reason, team. Because a dumb man does the same mistakes over again. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from others' mistakes. So don't never let this happen to you. When I'm 80 years old, I wouldn't even walk around with a Rolex now. Because for what? It does nothing different than this. And I know people will say, well, you got a broke mentality. You don't understand the finer things in life. That's not true. It's not true. Now, lastly, I'm going to get on the two guys that got carjacked originally that the story's about. Let me get these two off the screen. R.I.P. to his wife, and what they did to them is horrible. I just don't want it to keep on happening because the criminals are not going to change. They're going to continue to commit crime and do what they're going to do. And the way that we govern and treat crime and punishment, well, it's going to continue to happen, right? So just get that out your head. Actually, we're going to go undirected perspective. We're going to go dark for this one. We're going dark. All right, so for undirected perspective, I'm going to break it down like this. And I'm going to talk about those two and how unaware they were of their surroundings and why it is that they were able to get carjacked. Now, they said that those two were standing outside of their supercars, right? You got a Rolls Royce truck. You got a Lamborghini. So now you're looking at, it could be $1 million in vehicles right there. I don't know exactly how much those vehicles cost. The Lambo could cost anywhere from $100,000 to $400,000, and I'm thinking a Rolls Royce somewhere around there too. Let's just average them out at about $200,000 a piece. So let's just say they're around $400,000 a vehicle right there. You're out there just having a conversation, not watching your surroundings, because you were able to get flanked by these criminals. You got a Rolex on, standing next, and y'all are just out there 11:30 at night in the parking lot. Everybody else has basically left the mall. Security's left, or he's getting ready. He's tired. He's been up all day dealing with kids and dealing with petty theft from Old Navy, and you're just out there. No protection, because as far as I know, this is in California. They said Orange County. So California's gun laws are crazy. Like if you have like a AR type style rifle, you can only have a 10-round magazine in California. In Minnesota, you can have a 30-round clip. Actually, I don't even think there's a limit, but I know that you can't have more than a 10-round magazine in California specifically. Now, you guys are out there. The criminals have guns. You have no guns, and you're just out in the parking lot, just there, giving the criminals ample time to set up their tactical strategy on how they're going to approach you and take you out. And they still failed because they're terrible criminals and bad at what they do. So they didn't even get the Lamborghini. They tried to shoot the guy in the Lamborghini, missed him, hit the car. I don't know what happened to the guy in the Rolls Royce, but the Lamborghini guy left him. They didn't even say what happened to him, but I guess he's all right. And they didn't take his car. Look, all of this is just crazy to me, team. Like, where is our social awareness at? You're driving literally a brick of gold. You're driving around in a brick of gold. You're driving around in basically a diamond, all right? In a world full of starving people that will do anything to get what you have. I don't know, team. This all just irritates me in many different ways from both sides, not only from the criminals, but from the victims too. Not understanding their surroundings, where they're at. Going to the mall in a Rolls Royce for what? At 11:30 at night? I mean, I can just keep going, so I'm just gonna leave it here. It's completely frustrating for me from all accounts, because there's people that, you know, get put in danger because of this. I mean, they're busting shots at you, and there's innocent people around, and now you're riding off, and then you go to a gas station, and I don't think the criminals are ever gonna learn, and I also do not think that the victims are ever gonna learn. And that's where the problem is. Nobody learns. Everybody continues to make the same mistake. And we will have more stories like this moving forward, because we're creatures of habit and we can't break them. And because of that, we get broke. I'm out of here, team. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the best audience on the internet. Give yourself a round of applause. On the way out, the big four: like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm Dotsale, the undirected guy. I appreciate y'all. Let me just stand out here and just chill and just have a Cuban cigar at 11:30 at night, unarmed, unaware, completely engulfed in my conversation and the person in front of me, not watching anything around me, next to my Rolls Royce and Lamborghini. I don't get it, guys. Criminals got cars too. They can get anywhere. You're not safe anywhere. You always got to be... I'm done.